What's up, Zox fam? We're back with some more Godforge. Now, we have a massive video that we have to get into. This is the quarterly update coming from Simon, aka Hell Hades. I wanted to check this out and dissect it, just really breaking it down, giving you guys my thoughts and opinions, considering that, I've been a part of like game development and, basically just trying to give my 2 cents, essentially, right? So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, see what exciting things are coming, like I said, give our thoughts and opinions.
Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be the Fatless update, pretty much a quarterly update.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm running this one like 1.5 times so that, it's not too super slow. So let's go ahead and let's get into it.
Well, 3 months ago since I told you about the last thing, it's actually 14 months since I first did a video saying we are launching Fatless, and now our first game, Godforge, is well underway.
Okay.
Update. All 10 of our launch factions have now been...
Dude, look at that. Look at how good this all looks. This looks super polished. And you could already kind of get a sense of the theme of again, you correlate the flag with the background, and then of course being able to actually see the characters, you can already see like what's gonna possibly look like what. These are really, really well done. I really like that they have already offered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 factions. That's insane, dude. And actually, no, I lied. That's 10. I can't count. It's 10 factions on release. And I already know they've already talked about, having more things come in the future. So yeah, it's going to be insane.
Released in terms of who they are and the type of heroes you're going to be able to collect from those. I'm going to go through each of those 10 factions, show you some of the hero art, 2D,
okay,
3D, and some of the environmental art that comes alongside it. We're basically in a position that all of our content for launch is now what's called feature locked. So we've developed designs for the different features we want to launch with. We've also got a kind of roadmap already of live ops, drops of content that comes after that. All of this stuff is already being planned, coded, the math behind it's all being done. All of that stuff is now being basically developed based on our plans at Fatless, which is really cool. The whole design team are basically degenerates that love this style of game. Me included, Saf included.
I think I love this style too.
Because we understand this genre of game really well. Turn-based, hero collector, cool kind of like boss fights, almost some of that MMO feel to a mobile game. And yes, it will be mobile and PC on launch. But yeah, the design team absolutely get it. Okay, so rest assured that the features are going to be absolutely sweet. Still though, if you've got ideas for how to make this style of game really cool, come and join the Discord. We have got over 20,000 people in the Fatless Discord, and we welcome the ideas. I read every single one. Some of those are literally going onto the backlog of live ops gameplay, stuff we're going to launch over time.
Yeah, I will say, guys, like they are 1,000%. Like that's not him just saying that just to say that. They genuinely, even from the conversation I was fortunate enough to have with Simon, Sham, and Chosen, they really are taking a lot of player feedback. They really are trying to listen and making sure that players, especially if it's a good idea, they're trying to make sure that, they're implementing things that players actually want to see, right? So I cannot stress enough how important it is for you guys to get involved. Like, I just can't.
Rest assured, we are listening and we are improving all the time. So as I said, we're on track to launch in summer 25, summer next year, with a beta coming up in March, end of February, around March. You can sign up to the beta right now. We've got over 20,000 people signed up to the beta already. They'll be on this website here, and you can come and get involved.
And 20K is really good because 20K is considering the game's in pre-alpha. The game's not like, for example, it hasn't had any major marketing yet. Like there hasn't been like Fatless ads popping up all over the place. So like, you guys know like how often, especially if we play gacha games, like how often we see games come and they're like, hey, we got, 500K, as the pre-registration milestone or 1 million. And then like, they'll try to like say like they hit those numbers in that time. I'll be like, no, you didn't. So I feel like this is actually pretty sweet to hear. Like you already have so much interest. And to some people, 20K might not sound like a lot, but that's actually an astronomical number considering where the game is actually at, right? And so once more people become aware of this, I'm not even gonna lie, I've been playing like, a good chunk of Raid myself recently. And just even like from an outside person looking in, just seeing certain things happening. And I'm just like, this is one of the things that Fatless is going to fill with Godforge, is the community feeling like the company that they are investing their time and hopefully their money into is listening. I don't know, man. Like that to me just seems to be the overlying like president thing that just always keeps reoccurring is, are the devs really listening to you guys? Like, do they even care how you guys feel? And I feel like if you're putting your time, your money, and any attention into something, they should absolutely be giving you that value, especially if you're giving them the, your top hard-earned dollar,
Come and support the game development by joining the Patreon here, where we've got over 600 members currently. Appreciate everybody who's already in the mix doing that. It literally pays for our community management team. Like, hands up, that's what it's doing. So really,
wow, that's so sick.
Is in the mix with that. Now, in terms of like project, we're on track. So we launched the project in its entirety probably 18 months ago, but we started writing code about 14 months ago. We're on track to launch summer 25, which is awesome. We're in this kind of phase right now where we're...
And that's like right around the corner.
Investors. So we did an initial investment round. That's basically how we've been able to build the project to where it is today. And we're moving into the strategic investment round, which we're doing right now. So the leadership team are heavily involved in that, basically to give us the scope to scale to the level that we want to with Fatless. And that's not just with Godforge, but with a vision of multiple games after that as like a full game studio. Now, I've got to say, this is the most challenging, most rewarding, most exciting, like awesome venture that I've ever taken on.
Yeah.
And I've done some pretty cool stuff now. I've been very fortunate to be in this space, doing obviously the YouTube stuff, building out the HH Gaming brand, and this, for me, surpasses it, but it is tough. Like, it is way beyond what I ever dreamed it would be in terms of complexity to do this type of stuff. Now, you've got to say...
1,000%. I can see that.
Or anyone who's developed a game, honestly. So much that goes into it, it's insane. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of the different assets, the artwork and that today, but there's way more that goes into it than what you're going to see today. Now, we're doing a cinematic, okay? That's going to be the opening.
That's going to be fire.
It is like League of Legends, Valorant, Overwatch quality. That's the quality level we've hit.
Yeah, that's going to be so sick because I'm not going to lie, like, if it wasn't for the fact that like Dislike kind of messed up on their initial release of their game, the PVs were massive. And I'm not going to lie, I know that they did tease a little bit ago that they're working with a really major artist for this game, but I cannot stress enough, nailing the PV and having amazing music is going to be the key. Is going to be a major key in this game's success. I'm telling you, if you can because it's just something about music that I think, as we can all agree, that draws us in. Like, it kind of almost like I've never actually heard someone say, I don't like music. like, let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever heard that. Has anyone ever told you, I don't like music at all? Like, no, there's a song or a type of vibe for everybody. And there's just certain songs that I would even argue that we all, no matter what type we might more so like, just all would, just draws us in and really makes us feel very specific emotions. So I feel like that, again, is something that if they could nail those two things, that would be huge for the game. Because I think that was one of the big things with like Dislike was the music and then the PV. So people seeing the potential. I think that that's another thing is it gives people hope. And it's like, oh, this is the potential of this project. Like, I can't wait to see what they do next. And if you can kind of have your player base or your just community kind of riding on that, oh man, like they're going to always be hyped. Like, oh man, like when's the next thing coming? So I think that's actually really cool.
Going through the different shots. We could spend 30 minutes talking about one shot in the cinematic because of the level of fidelity. We're talking about the feeling we want people to have.
Yeah, that's really good.
Teamed up with Serena Bell, who's a phenomenal
There she is. Yeah, Serena Bell. Yep.
Brand new track for our cinematic. We've then got another team doing Parallax.
Her voice is amazing.
So at the end of a campaign kind of level, we're basically going to be telling you the story of what's going on in our world, where these kind of like heroes, myths and legends all come together, these gods, why they're on the same plane, how they come to be in the same space. And we've got the lore writer, who's basically one of the OG World of Warcraft writers, when the game was sweet. He's doing...
All I gotta say is good gaming. Good gaming, good writing.
with us, with our input. So that's as well. The Parallax scene is literally kicking off, and we've got a number of them lined up to keep that story going throughout the game. Talking story, anytime we do a big live ops event, it will come with a punch of story. Okay, we want that lore to be alive, and it will be an event. Yeah, we're thinking world bosses. We're thinking kind of like dropping dungeon mutations.
That's fire.
Something where it's like, damn, what's coming next? And that's the type of vibe we want with people playing Godforge. Okay, so we're going to launch with about 250 heroes. That's the plan. About 80 of them have already been built, and a number of the bosses have already been built as well. So we've got
that's so crazy.
Here, and they're all related to or connected to different mythologies in our world. But ultimately, it's our take on it, and we can do whatever we want. If down the future we want to create our own completely unheard of gods, we can do it. But for now, we're basically taking 10 different regions. So the Mirage here is basically like a Slavic area, Romania, Slavic
yep,
type of
that's
world.
Romania.
Aru is like an Egyptian theme. Avalon is kind of like the British Celtic type of vibe. Sakaiba is going to be more like the Aztec vibe. Svarga is like Indian, Hindu, that type of thing. Kajiki is Japanese. Olympus is going to be your Greek, which is probably those in the Aru are going to be some of the most well-known gods and legends. Jade is based on the kind of like Chinese style.
Ooh,
like
Chinese mythology is gonna be fire.
And then Asgard is like your Norse. So each of them got their own identity and got their own faction of heroes. So some of our factions are more fleshed out than others. This is the Virage kind of like, I guess, theming for
Baba Yaga. Oh god.
here, which is kind of like a well-known. Is it like a fairy tale? I'm not sure, but anyway, a well-known kind of lore from the Slavic world.
Yep.
The hut of Baba Yaga, forest clearing in the middle, a ritty hut perched atop chicken legs, and surrounded by a fence made of human bones. So you can kind of get the different theming here for what's coming in for the level design and the type of color scheme. So each of the different concepts in is going to have a different color scheme. Our style of combat is very much this kind of like cinematic view, which you might have seen. So if you come over and follow Fateless YouTube channel, we do a video every week showcasing the game.
Yeah, this looks that looks pretty solid, honestly.
So you should come and join that if you're interested in the project at all, where we show off more of the game, like the gameplay, that type of stuff. But yeah, we have this kind of, I guess, cinematic world, so we can get right in close to the different concepts. So we don't have too many heroes in this faction fleshed out yet. We've got a lot of the concepting done, but this is Maria Borevna. It's going to be a warrior.
Oh, she looks good.
And you can see how the work is done to understand the cultures, understand the type of weaponry they might use based on lore, based on fragments of information we can get. Very cool, kind of like different visual style for what we're going for. Actually, this is very different to a number of our different factions right now.
Yeah, that is very different from what we've seen.
Egyptian faction. So you can see the kind of level designs here. Yeah, we still got the kind of like three-wave approach in this level. We've also got this kind of reliquary or secret room area that you can go into.
Oh,
so this is like a discovery system within our game, and different call outs to the Aru factions. You can kind of see what that looks like when you're zoomed in. You get a better view. One of the more recent concepts that came through here, which is the workshop of Ptah. I think I'm saying that right, which is very sweet. I really like the color scheme here. Very, very cool level concept art. Which will go
yeah, that looks good.
We've got some big hitters in this faction. So this is a close up of Ra. You can see the level of quality. The workmanship.
Whoa, bro, that looks so good. Dang, they got some rendering going on over there right now.
It's kind of like almost like magma veins, which have been built into his design. If we actually look at his original concept you can see what we're going for with Ra.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like smoldering feel to his skin as he's got the power of the sun running through his veins. He's literally shedding his skin while he's standing still. So Ra looking very sweet. We've also got some very cool
Sphinx
style visuals on heroes like the Sphinx here with. We've gone for a female Sphinx, so
female Sphinx is fire. I feel like you usually see male.
Egyptian were female. Trying to remember where the male ones were from, but it's actually a different.
It's complete. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, usually you see the male being depicted, but I think that also kind of came from like it's just like a history thing. Like wow, like God, I don't even know the exact date, but it was when they first like discovered, quote in quotations, the Egyptian pyramids, and they found like the Sphinx, and they were like chopping noses and stuff off. So I think that also kind of made it harder to tell who it was. So like, yeah, this is actually really sick, man. This is really sick.
This type of vibe, and the Sphinx is now being modeled into 3D as well, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. Anubis, who's looking very, very cool.
Yeah, Anubis looks good.
Like big scythe, and again, we've got him in game with VFX popping off already.
Oh my God, look at that!
It's really, really with VFX popping off.
Hold on.
Flavor of what that looks like.
Oh my God, dude, this game is gonna like. Yo, nobody wants to say it, but like, brother, this game is about to be like, here's the thing. This game is going to give the satisfaction. I feel like I have so much faith in the Fatless team because there's so many people that I've seen that have said like, there's always going to be the negative, the haters, right? Like, I feel like you're not doing something right if you don't have haters, right? And I feel like even on that, like, the people that have the negative things that they say aren't even necessarily like they're not even like really like statements made with like strong bases. They're just like, oh, I don't think this game is going to be successful. And then it's like, well, why? Oh, because I don't trust them. I'm like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, I feel like, again, there's a lot more reason to trust a group of creators and individuals that are trying to make sure that they're developing and making something that actually players want to play versus a company putting out something that you might like, but anytime and every chance they get to almost basically for certain make you upset or make you feel unheard and not really rectify or address the situation in a proper manner, whether it be developers speaking directly to the community saying, hey, we realize you guys have this issue. We realize, that this is something you want, but we have X, Y, and Z. We need to take care of, like, yada, 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 right? Not having that level of communication, and then you have a company, a team, a game that's coming, that's communicating all these things, doing all these check-ins. And this is just, again, this is the overall development. You do not see this. And for me, I think the biggest thing is that we're so quick to invest and put all our money into these Eastern games. And we finally have a game that is now something that we are the major market, right? Like, and I would say probably between like Europe, Europe, like just the West in general, like the, US, Europe, we now have something that we can, honestly, I would say, have an opportunity to be at the forefront, really supporting, just as much as the Eastern companies have their CN markets that are there supporting them. I just feel like, we have to put ourselves in the position to get and receive better and to support bigger dreams and I would say ambitions for companies that are really genuinely, like I said, trying to make sure their players are doing well. Because at the end of the day, the more successful Fateless can be, and if they hit astronomical success, this could be something that helps push towards changing the narrative and the tone that other companies might push, or that current companies are, that exist within the space that are still going to exist within the space. It might make them kind of switch it up and say, you know what, let's do X, Y, and Z. It's kind of the same thing that just recently happened with Wuthering Waves and like Genshin Impact. Because Wuthering Waves came into the space, did it kill Genshin Impact? No, by no means did it do that. But did it make Genshin Impact kind of now take their hand off of their face and look over to the side and say, you know what, we got to like actually do something, because this could be a thing that we could have as a problem that could definitely affect us. That absolutely happened. So I think that that's one of the things that Fateless is going to essentially do. I think that, for me, I'm not looking at it because I know people are going to say, oh, raid killer. That's going to be the clickbait that just kind of floats all over the place. I really want this game to be its own individual thing that exists within the space, which I believe it is going to be. So that's just like my spill there,
Really, really looking strong. We'll take a look at some of the assets now made for the Avalon factions. This is like that Celtic feel, a lot of greenery, very British, style with the kind of vibes, lots of forestry.
That looks so good.
A vibe going on some of the statue work. And then we've got that then plays through in the level design as well, some of the concepting we've done. And again, it just kind of like gives you a feel for what the different environments will play and look like. Now
ooh, that looks good.
Like King Arthur lore, Lady of the Lake, the Fisher King. This is the concept that was done for the Fisher King, who is basically I'm not sure if it's the protector of the Grail or the one who found the Grail, but ultimately he's dead.
Yeah, he's not here.
We've got Merlin. Merlin was one that I showcased.
Yeah, Merlin is fire.
So real kind of like hard work gone on to do some of the call-outs. You've got like the dragon wings here. We've got the toad on the weapon. Yeah, the sort of worm drake on the weapon as well with the Amosphith kind of like base. Just very cool, like specific call-outs to the different heroes we're doing. We've got Mordred here done in 3D, the Dark Knights. So again, very different. Dagonet here, who again is kind of made now into 3D. He's got animations. It's kind of like Jester turned Knight, which King Arthur turned on. So yeah, really, really interesting faction. The Green Knight are kind of like...
Yeah, the Green Knight looks sick
really
too.
Cool to see the heroes develop from initial 2D mock-ups to full 3D, and then with their weapon, and then with their animations.
Dude, they look so good.
Dragon as well. So call him YDG because his name's too hard to say. It's like Y-Dragosh or something like that. It's a Welsh name, but you can kind of get a vibe. Once the dragon is animated, it's going to be very, very sweet to see. But yeah, Avalon faction is looking very, very cool.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Again, very sweet level designs in the Khyber faction. We don't have that many heroes developed yet, but I'll show you a couple. But the level design feels very, very cool. And again, we've really gone into some detail around some of the call-outs of the...
That was like a sacrificial area look like.
The right type of feel for each of these different things. And we pushed the limit, I think, on certain assets because we will be up close and in the mix for the combat. Yeah, here's another one here, the Temple of Kukulkan, which again, because you're going to be up close and personal, you're basically going from one level to level as you're getting your way towards the boss. And yeah, very, very sweet call-outs. So this is pretty sure it's a common, the Eagle Archer here, from that kind of like Aztec vibe.
Oh, okay.
And then we've got a concept in here for Exolotl, I think is how you say it. But again, badass, honestly. This is kind of like, okay, well, front view, back view.
Look at the toe now. That's so sick.
To be able to do that kind of modeling work.
Oh, dude.
The detailing that we want. Right, onto the Svarga. This is the only faction where we don't actually have a hero yet because, I don't know, they're going to be more complex. Forearms.
They are.
We're basically working our way up to this, but we've done a bunch of the sort of level concepting here. Again, making sure we've got the right type of call-outs. I mean, the color schemes and the concepting feel.
That's going to be so sick.
But yeah, it's just early days on the Svarga. Compare that to Kajiki, where we are well on our way, honestly, to some awesome stuff. So again, we can kind of look at some of the call-outs for our level designs and trying to make sure that we keep the right type of visual feel. type of courtyard, how people will be.
Oh, that's so sick.
Like a gameplay type of vibe. And you can see some of the environments now brought into 3D in engine. We've got kind of like this volcanic environment where you will see kind of running lava going on. We've got the courtyard here.
Yeah, that's good.
Probably a boss arena type of vibe. Got the moonlight coming in when the technical artists get to play with what's going on. We do have heroes like Musashi already built, already developed in 3D, fully animated. So yeah, this is going to be probably one of my favorite factions, honestly, because they're just cool artwork. And yeah, cool heroes in this one. So for the Olympus faction, we're going to get that kind of real feel of the columns, the statues, you know, that type of.
Oh man,
here, which will be one of our boss locations.
Gotta love Olympus, man.
The Leonidases, Artemis, the Hercs, like very, very cool heroes in this faction. We do have a couple which are being like fully fleshed out.
That looks so much better.
This one is Onto the Jade, which is like the Chinese thing.
Hades.
Type of area concepting out. Some of the cool statues here are really sweet, actually. Again, really, really love this type of visual. Check this out as a concept for level art. Really great. And then we've got heroes that are already made. So Zulong is done. Pangu, who is one of the legendaries here with the axe, which was the World Splitter. I think this was called. Basically,
yeah,
yin and yang, which is the kind of theming of the axe. Super sweet concept on this one. We've got Yan Wang already created with his kind of basically his eyes.
Dude,
in his hat. No,
a Chinese faction might be kind of fire. Oh my god!
Based off of this type of concept in here. Really cool. So really different aesthetics based on the different factions we're in. With 2 factions to go then. So we've got
this looks insane.
It's kind of like Babylon, Cemeterian type of vibe. Again, you've got the Ishtar Gate, the aqueduct sort of feel. This then like lends itself to some in-game assets that we've already got that we're working through. We've got heroes like Shamash, who's a sun god.
Yeah.
And he has already been made in 3D for us and is currently being animated as well. So Shamash,
he looks good.
Looking super sweet. Given his fiery glare, which leads us honestly to Asgard as the final faction to talk about. And I think the concepting for the level designs for Asgard is awesome. It's really, really well done. I love the visuals. I love the
that's the
some of these 3D assets, or most of the
Celestial Bridge,
for what we're seeing here,
Rainbow Bridge.
I guess this is going to be the big reveal because this hero was finished yesterday, which is our version of Freya.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. Listen, I don't care who hates me. Raid Shadow Legends version of Freya is taking an L. Holy. This Freya looks insane. Bro. Listen, so I might have to give you guys the like account and routing number to my bank account because you might as well just go ahead and start pulling the money out. Dude, this is so sick.
And honestly, so pleased.
Oh my god.
So good. Really, really well done. Texture on the wings, texture on the armor. Such a cool visual of Freya.
Oh my god. No, Freya looks amazing. And the crazy thing is that I will say if any type of character players love, it's a character with wings. Like
the Warriors. We've got
Beowulf sick.
And then made into 3D here. There's been some videos about him as well from other content creators that are covering Godforge. This is another new one that's just come through as well as a concept, which is Ran. She's kind of connected to the sea, I guess. Very cool. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that gives you a good flavor of where we're at, what we're doing. As I say, we're still on track. We can't wait to get people playtesting this in our beta. Make sure you come and sign up. And yeah, I will keep you updated probably in about another 3 months when we do the next big reveal. There you go. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon. Man,
I gotta say, man, I am just so hyped to be a part of this project and like just to see like where things are gonna go. I'm not gonna lie, like I think the big thing that's gonna come out of this and what I really feel like a lot of us, what I'm really, really hyped to get into is the strategy of everything, right? Because there's gonna be you're talking about 250 units on releases, actually quite a bit, and there's already so much variety, just design wise. And like, man, like I just feel like again, the more and more, and I think that this is sometimes what happens, which I will say I have to, tip my hat off to Fatless and just Simon and the rest of the team for taking the chance to show things early, because sometimes that is a risk that you run when people are able to judge things way ahead of time. Because again, the vision, it's a lot harder for people to say something is like cool or amazing when they can't really fully see what you see. But I feel like we're getting to the place where now we're seeing exactly what they see. And I think that is the big takeaway from all of this. It's like we're not just looking at an update video, but we're looking at the fleshing out of a vision, right? And I honestly like genuinely believe like this is going to be a super fun and massive game. And I really am hoping that this does something to the space that not only encourages more people to want to create, but just people that just want to enjoy and watch more content. I feel like Godforge, with the team that it has behind it, is just honestly brewed and brewing success. So let me know how you guys feel in the comment section down below. I felt like this was an absolutely amazing video that has so much jam packed in it. A lot was revealed. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.